Cyanide Studios have released so many games which I have reviewed, and most of them I felt were really, really good, but just shy of perfection. Well, now they have raised the bar so high that I started to question if they could ever be able to release anything better than Chef Life, a restaurant simulator, because it felt damned near simulation perfection. Or at least it did for the first hour or two. Unfortunately, after that, it veered off in a direction rather far away from the simulation game that it started out as being. The graphics in the game are really tight, they're vibrant, and I'd say realistic graphics to a point. Whilst they're not photorealistic per se, they are perfectly targeted to deliver that high level of real-life buzz that you really want from a cooking simulation. Good enough to eat seems to be an appropriate phrase. Unfortunately, there's no first-person camera. I really hate having to look over my chef's shoulder all the time, and I personally would probably be much happier in first-person mode at all times. This is something I really hope they listen to and change. Now, the audio in Chef Life is accompanied with a decent background lift-style music soundtrack. Truth is, you'll be so busy that you won't even notice it, and when you're patiently waiting for something to boil or finish frying, it delivers that background lift music that you can calmly tap your foot to for a minute whilst you wait. So from that perspective, it works. In terms of realistic kitchen audio, well, all that real-life cooking, clanging and banging associated noise levels, they've been completely subdued. In real life, kitchens are super noisy places, but that level of immersion is, I think, intentionally avoided in this game in order to reduce the levels of stress which such a noisy working environment can produce. This is intended to be stressful and demanding, but a relaxed audio environment at the same time. And they do that, I think, so that you can focus on the culinary challenges that are right in front of you, and they are considerably challenging. Now, having studied UI design at university, that's user interface design, I can say unequivocally that the UI here is excellent. It's right up there with the very best that I've ever seen. There is so much detail, content, guidance and information that is constantly being conveyed to you, and somehow they've managed to do that in a clean, intuitive and well thought out way. It really truly is superb. There are areas where the number of clicks could be reduced significantly though. Inventory items, for example, could auto-sort themselves to the left, making selecting items considerably easier for you and reducing the number of clicks and thumb flicks you would need to actually implement to get stuff done. Another way they could cut down the number of clicks you need to input is workstations. They could stay on the products that you've just left it on and not reset every time. So if you go over there to make 3 fish sole platters, then you want it to stay on the fish sole platter. You don't want it to reset every single time. So there is a tutorial. A game like this needs a tutorial. I spent about 1.5 hours playing relaxedly through the tutorial, and it's basically the pre-opening day campaign. I loved every moment of it. I wasn't rushing it at all. You could probably do it in half an hour, 45 minutes or something. Basically, you learn by doing, and you will be doing a lot. You can get overwhelmed. After an hour and a half of the tutorial, I needed a break. But I came back stronger and happier than ever. As you unlock new dishes and new styles, and eventually new techniques, your culinary skill set will expand. And I don't just mean in the game. This is stuff you can actually take into your kitchen at home. It's that good. It's so good, it really does start to feel like you're at culinary college at times. But throughout each of those progressive increases or upgrades, there will be a tutorial or an accompanying opportunity for you to check every dish and perfect every dish and practice and so on. It's really very good. So let me talk briefly about the gameplay. You start your game a few nights before opening a brand new restaurant with your best buddy from culinary school. Together, your aim is to make it big and to get yourselves a Michelin star. So you use those few days before opening to practice and fine-tune your understanding of how everything works in the game. It's like a very early tutorial. And from a simulation perspective, it really starts out looking extremely great. Food must be ordered. There's a variety of different establishments with pros and cons, sometimes with special deals, so you can really save yourself a few quid. Food has expiry dates. The cooking is really precise and really realistic, especially the prepping. And you can edit, change and expand your premises. You can have employees, you can choose your dishes, and to some extent, you can even manage the prices of your menu. There are absolutely loads of dishes, and when I say loads of dishes, I mean loads of dishes, each with upgrades and modifiers, and you can design the dish layout for each one yourself. It is really, really excellent. It's a fantastic experience. And at first, it feels so realistic. And just like all the very best and most realistic simulators that are available today, after playing it, you will feel exhausted and enlightened. It's that good. Unfortunately, after about 2 hours, you'll start to notice that there are quite a few really annoying logic bugs and gameplay decisions in this game that undo all of that really good work. I urge you to go and watch my unedited gameplay on 𝗦𝘂𝗂𝐈𝐄𝐿 Ultimate Realism, and you can see for yourself all of the problems that I ran into. On Steam, I've listed about 20 items that I find that I feel need to be changed and improved in this game. But I'll just mention 5 best features and 5 worst features here, and I'll encourage you to go and read my review on Steam and go and watch some gameplay before you purchase this game to see if it's the right game for you. So, first of all, the best 5 features for me. I absolutely love the fact that you can design the way that you present your dish. That's just one example of how good this game is. Like I said, the food has a use-by date and a level of product quality. You can freeze ingredients and make them last longer, but at the expense of that quality. These are really high-level simulation elements. Now, the way that food is purchased and used is a little bit quirky. You buy food for the day and then you have unlimited amounts of everything. So you could make 10 million fish dishes and you'd never run out. As long as you pre-order enough for the day, you will always have enough for the entire day, no matter how many dishes you make. You can have multiple chef assistants who perform certain things under your orders once they've ranked up and developed. And once they have ranked up and developed, they are far more useful. But to start off with, they are incredibly annoying. The restaurant and the kitchen can be modified extensively, and it can be expanded in size and changed in style and design, and it's just brilliant what you can do. And I think it's really clever the way that the right thumbstick has been incorporated into the cooking via some very easy mini games, which may get harder as you progress, and I would hope do get harder as you sort of get closer to Michelin star. But I think they could do a lot more with the mini games, but it just works so well. It feels so authentic. But, as I mentioned, these are the 5 worst issues, and believe me, there are lots and lots of issues. I'm just going to mention 5 here. Quite often, prepped food and pans get reset before service, depending on where you place them, and everything in your inventory at that moment in time is removed. So you can get yourself as prepared as you like, pick up the salt and pepper and get ready to go for service. As soon as the doors open, the salt and pepper's gone. Everything you put in your inventory, like garnishes and stuff like that, all gone. You have to go back and pick it up again. What's more annoying, and this is probably the worst thing in this game, there's a massive fridge when you start. It's only got 2 shelves in it, but you can only use 1 of those shelves. You can have a maximum of 9 items in the fridge, depending on what items you have in there, and you cannot buy additional shelves. You cannot use the second shelf ever, and you cannot buy more shelves. It's just ridiculous. Instead, you have to buy a brand new second fridge with 2 shelves in, but you can only use one of the shelves with 9 items on it. It's really irritating, and it's completely unnecessary. It's a simulation game. Just let the world, real life, dictate your logic. There's quite a few hobs which are completely inaccessible. So you've got a hob with a hob behind it, but you cannot use the hob behind at all for whatever reason, I don't know. Certain foods can be kept warm on a warmer, but in order to actually take a portion of green beans out of one of those hobs, you have to take it off the warmer, put it on a free hob, not a hob with something on it, but a free hob, just to take a portion out, and then you have to put it back on the warmer again. Just really unnecessary, stupid design. The AI business partner that you trained with at culinary school doesn't know how to cook chips to begin with. He is more annoying than you can possibly imagine. Once he ranks up and he can actually do stuff, then he's kind of useful. But right at the beginning, when you're opening a brand new restaurant and you're just getting used to the game, he is the most useless idiot in the world. And effectively, there are so many of these annoying little logic bugs that are just going to frustrate you and cause you so much unnecessary fabricated frustration. For example, you're unable to change a menu item unless you have a spare menu item to swap with it. That's just ridiculous. It's adding so many layers of complexity that don't need to be there, and making a very difficult game unnecessarily even more difficult and annoyingly less realistic at the same time. So to sum up, despite all of the issues that I've mentioned, and there are many more that I haven't mentioned, this is still one of the best cooking games I've ever played. With a few changes, as mentioned in my Steam review, it could easily be one of the most accurate and true-to-life simulators that I've ever played, period. I would like to see more cuisines, probably via DLCs, Chinese, Indian, Turkish, Greek, English, come on, who doesn't want to see fish and chips, huh? But overall, I am so impressed with this game, and yet at times I do feel so let down and disappointed. There's a period, the first hour to 2 hours is fantastic. The 2 hours after that are absolutely horrendous because of some stupid logic bugs and limitations that really cause you so much more trouble than is necessary. And then as you progress past that point and come out the other side, then you get to a point where it's much easier to play, it makes much more sense, but then you find so many limitations. Like, you've got 2 chefs, but because you prep before dinner, they just stand there doing nothing the whole day. The balance is not quite right. It doesn't quite sit right as it is. It could be changed, and it could be improved, and it could be incredible. At the end of the day, it's a simulator, right? So you should let real life dictate the logic. At the end of the day, it's the serving the customers with high quality hot food in a timely manner which is the challenge. You don't need to add any extra hurdles to make it a game. It's absolutely fine as a sim. Let's be quite clear, getting a Michelin star is no easy task. So let's let that be the challenge. Let's allow us to control our staff, to clean up, to cook, to prep, to help, to serve, to do these things, and don't make it something that you have to unlock all the time. It doesn't have to be a game, it can be a simulator. It's more than good enough to be a simulator. Question is, are the devs going to listen? Well, if they don't, you'll be frustrated a lot of the time, but it's still an incredible game. Please, I urge you, go watch some gameplay footage and see for yourself if it's the right sort of game for you. Thanks for watching, bye for now.